Hi everybody, I'm Suzanne Hiron from Memmi Papyrus. If you're like me, you love designer series paper. I'm a bit of a hoarder, I must admit, so I'm trying to find some creative ways to use it. And today I'm going to show you an accordion card made with the Lily Impression designer series paper that's available for free, by the way, with the celebration promotion these days. So let's get started. First, you're going to need a piece of Lily Impressions designer series paper, cut at 5.5 by 12. And I've used a layer of Pretty Peacock for the back, 5.25 by 4, then 2 little panels of 4.25 by 2.75. But don't worry about all the measurements. You'll find them all with the instructions on my website at Memmi Papyrus. So first I scored this at 4.25, 7.25, and 10.25. And now I'm just going to fold it. So when you score, make sure that you use the bigger side of the scoring tool so you don't tear your paper. So I'm going to gently fold it because this isn't as strong as the cardstock. So you want to be a little more delicate with it. So now we have our base. So now I'm going to just start the stamping part of it. I've chosen the, got the names in French. I've chosen the Flirty Flamingo and the Pretty Peacock for this card that go with the paper. So just as a tip, when you have your designer series paper, on the back of the package, you will see all the colors that are used in that paper. So that makes it easy to decide which combination of colors you're going to use. I love Stampin' Up! Because all the colors coordinate. So I'm using the big flower from the Lily Pad, lovely little pad stamp set on the bigger piece with the sentiment that is from the Sending You Thoughts. So I'm going to go stamp that in Pretty Peacock. So this is a birthday card, so we're doing with a great big wish for happiness on the base layer. I'm going to apply this to the Pretty Peacock. Here we go. The second layer is going to be the middle layer because there's 3 layers to this accordion card. And I'm going to use a sentiment from the Timeless Tulips. And again, use the Pretty Peacock. And this one says, "What a beautiful difference one single life makes." Just love that sentiment. There we go. And on the bottom, I'm going to add another little flower right here. Then I'm going to adhere this layer to the Pretty Peacock, layer number 2. Set that one aside. Now we'll do the last one, which is the front of our card. So this one, I'm going to use the smaller flower in Flirty Flamingo and the lily pad in Pretty Peacock. I'm just going to stamp it at an angle here. And I've pre-cut a die from the same set. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat here. Use a little bit of Tombow glue. My sponge. Just going to dab it on the die and cover that little flower in the background. And now I'm ready for the happy birthday greeting. On the top, I'm using my mat. It gives a better impression when you stamp. So this one is done. Ooh, a bit of glue on here. Now my 3 layers are done, so all I need to do is put it together. So let's come back to the designer series paper. You can use snail or Tombow for this one. Just make sure you're centered. Give it a nice press. When you score your paper, make sure you're lined up so that you have the right side up of your design. So this is my second layer, so I don't want glue all the way to the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use snail on the designer series paper. Of course. I guess I'm going to use glue. I want to line up my layer so that it's centered to the base. That looks good. And the top of the card, I want to line up my corners here on the right side to make sure that it covers completely. And again, I'm using glue on the designer series paper so that I don't accidentally put too much on the layer. And line up my corners here. Sorry if you see my head. There you have it. So to finish it off, you can choose to adhere the designer series paper in the center or leave it open. So if you leave it open, you'll have something like this, or you can adhere it and have something that looks like a little booklet. So let's finish it off with a few little rhinestones that I'm going to take your pick tool with the putty attachment. Makes it so easy to apply these little gems. I think 3 looks good. There you have it. There's my card. Hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you subscribe to get more like it. And if you need the measurements, again, go to my website, memipapyrus.com. Thanks for sharing your time with me. See you next time.